Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. I'm going to be looking at the spiritual blocks today. I usually like to look at everything, but we're going to focus more on the spiritual blocks. Now, you may say, how is that going to help me within my relationship? But you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So when we attract a karmic mate, a soul mate, a twin flame, any type of soul relationship, that relationship is considered divine. And it's considered divine because it's one that the universe has orchestrated, that you would meet this person and that you would meet this person to help you heal, to help you evolve. We tend to associate karma with bad, but really there's many different ways a situation can play out. Your level of consciousness usually depends on not just what's going on in your environment, but obviously how healed you are. When we've gone through experiences that have kept us in a place of limitation, a place of fear, a place of feeling disconnected from the energy of unconditional love, which is from our creator. Our creator is unconditional love. The energy of the universe is unconditional love. The energy that's inside of each and every single person on the planet is unconditional love, because we're actually made up of universal energy. We're nothing more than just the stars, right? And so the stars is part of the cosmos, and the cosmos and the universe is really what God is, and it vibrates at the frequency of unconditional love. And so we're down here in physical form to learn the lessons of unconditional love. But we learn that through the people that come into our lives and the situations that unfold within our lives. But we learn really from how we deal with those people and how we deal with the experiences. So integrating a spiritual lesson a lot of times breaks a karmic connection. Sometimes we can really be so connected to someone and feel like that's our person and really just see them through these rose-colored glasses when really we're not seeing all their wounded. We don't see their woundedness because we actually have the same wounds. So again, you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life. How you deal with people, it will be different. How you navigate a relationship is different. However, the root cause a lot of times is from experiences that we've gone through that have kept us in a place of limitation, in a place of fear, making us navigate our life more from a survival perspective without us really even knowing it. We learn the lessons of unconditional love again through these relationships. So being able to look at our relationships as if they're again more or less spiritual lessons for us to grow helps us to take things not so personally. Now, if you want to enter into winning, like I said, you got to write the word of the video in the comment bar. So the word of the video is not per se what a person is showing you. It's again the underlining energy, which is influencing why a person is showing you what they're showing you, and why everyone's doing what they're doing. So again, negativity. So I feel like you're connected to someone that just doesn't have a good view about love, just doesn't have, like, looks at the glass is half empty. And the problem is if we grew up in an environment where our parents were really negative and we watched our parents not have a good relationship, then again, our thoughts are based on what our experiences. There's a sense of also being able to embody those experiences, because like I said, I feel like you're connected to someone that grew up in an environment where they just saw bad relationships, and then what happened is that when it was time for them to have relationships, they got themselves into bad relationships. And bad relationships are ones that are based on attachment. They're it's not based on love. Unconditional love, there's a freedom. There's a freedom to be yourself. What happens is that your person gets into relationships and it's almost like they lose their identity, um, and not really wanting to lose their identity, but almost like they just are so agreeable and they don't have enough of their own passions and hobbies and interests that people wind up coming into their life, and when they come into their life, they take too much, they give too much. And I feel like they give too much within their relationships to a point that it depletes them. And then when they try to, balance the energy out by, you know, just like not being so codependent, then they wind up with people that get really emotionally crazy, make them feel bad, manipulate them. So your person just doesn't have a good view on relationships. I also feel like they tend to confuse like the physical connection for emotional connection. It's like they put too much focus on the physical and not, again, the actual building up of a relationship. So a lot of times the people that they wind up with are not of the highest caliber. It's like, and then they don't understand why the people are kind of betray them. I feel like they get into relationships where they feel like they overgive and they overdo, and then in the end they get screwed. They get screwed where the people take too much of their resources, whether that's take their money, take their, again, that somehow like your person always feels like they have to rebuild after their relationship. And it's because, again, they wind up forming attachments. So people, again, come into this person's life, and then your person emotionally doesn't give. And then when they want the relationship to be over, they detach. And so, of course, it creates drama, it creates a lot of hard feelings. And so there's a sense that your person just has lived that reality. So I believe that they don't have a good view of the opposite sex because, again, of what they witnessed and what they've lived. So this is the underlying energy. So unfortunately, when a person has lived those experiences and they haven't healed, it's not uncommon for them to bring their baggage into the next relationship, that they're going to view everything through a distorted lens of that's jaded by, negativity. It's again, it's always like rocky. This person doesn't isn't feel comfortable in just a everyday relationship because they didn't grow up in that type of environment. They grew up in like a lot of drama, a lot of craziness, a lot of yelling, a lot of anger, a lot of um like it was always rocky. So when things are smooth, believe it or not, your person's waiting for the shoe to drop. So what happens is they can't like almost sit there and wait for it. So they wind up like creating it because they're looking for it, if that makes sense. They never make the relationship easy. And so, and the truth of the matter is, it's like, because it's always like that, you never really feel as if you get enough from the relationship because the relationship is always about repairing the relationship instead of actually being in the relationship. And so this is how, like you said, you create like these attachments that are held together by like, guilt and shame and betrayal and those type of energies instead of one of unconditional love. One of unconditional love fills us up, gives us energy, doesn't make us feel empty. And again, like, and then like this person like makes it difficult. It's like I said, and that's how they continually get in their own way. So we have to ask ourselves, why are you attracting a person like this into your life? Like, what spiritually are you supposed to learn? Right? Because you're a magnet of whom what comes into your life. And if a person's coming into your life and they have feelings for you, but they're like, again, not making it easy, it's like where they continually get in their own way, which is what we see here. What are you supposed to learn? And there's like, again, space. So I believe, again, if a person isn't giving you anything, what do you have? You have a lot of time, right? And that time should be spent on like creating yourself. It should be on like it's an empty canvas, like to like I said, to create, to find yourself, to invest in yourself. And I feel like the inner child won't be again that you weren't nurtured, you weren't guided. um, it's again, so when then you don't really know who you are. And when you don't really know who you are, you're not like gonna really like who you are if you don't know who you are. So why I say that again is space. What do we do with space? We utilize that space, and we utilize that space to either create, to find ourselves, to connect with other people, to let life guide us. And that's again kind of like being my child. And so if we haven't done this enough, we're not knowing who we are, and that's frustrating. And then we don't really know what we want either, and that's frustrating. And so then there's a frustration that we have with ourselves because we don't like who we don't know, right? There's a sense of I don't feel confident in myself. If I don't feel confident in myself, it's because I don't know who I am. If I don't know who I am, I'm not going to make the right decisions for myself. So why you would attract someone that is also like, I don't really trust myself. I don't like relationships are negative. It makes this person again like create what they're afraid of actually creating, because that's where their attention is. And that's just frustrating because they're not even open to seeing anything. So that again allows you time and space to put in other areas of life. It's like that are going to bring you love, right? Again, love comes in all different forms, but we can't attract love if we don't love who we are. So there's a sense of you don't love who you are because you attract people into your life that emotionally like never make it easy. They it's like a struggle for it to just be normal. And it's because they tended to grow up in environments that they didn't watch love. They watched toxic relationships. They watched relationships that have attachments. So they too wind up forming attachments. They don't realize that it's all about loving yourself so that you can find yourself in this space. That's really what it is. So you can create yourself. Then you're not really frustrated by what another person does, even if their energy is completely opposite of yours, even if you're passionately crazy about them, because emotionally you're getting what you need. So there's a sense of needing to put that energy into yourself because that this person is always stuck in the past, right? It's again, that's why when a person doesn't heal, they bring that the same, mindset into like the new relationships. And that's how they unconsciously recreate the same undesirable life experiences. They don't realize that they have to actually take the time again and the space, right? To actually love themselves, because that will bring them out of the past and that'll help them let go of the past, because as they're creating themselves, they become a new person. They become like more in alignment with who they are now, not in alignment with what has transpired. this person like hold on to this negative energy. And so it's like they don't have regular relationships. They have relationships again that are tend to be attachments, where attachments are where you feel trapped because it's one way you feel responsible, you're guilted. It's almost like a karmic contract, but if the person really isn't trapped, they have to evolve more into a state of unconditional love where they take the time to love themselves, to find themselves, to be able to set appropriate boundaries and not have those type of relationships. This person has a lot of negativity towards the relationships that they continue to create. So again, what'll happen is it's like when you're with this person, they won't be honest. It's like sometimes I feel like they do what they feel the other person wants, and then what, not really what they feel, and then what they, promise or say that they're going to do when the time comes, they don't really want to do that. So there's a sense of, no, you imagined it. No, like again, like trying to manipulate the situation. And it's because they haven't figured out that they have to become themselves, find themselves, and then actually try and be in a relationship where they can give the right amount of time and be guided intuitively. This person, I feel like they try to like strategize, and because they're being guided by the things that have happened, they're being guided by their past. They're not being guided by what's the actual relationship that's at hand. Their behaviorisms are in alignment with the things that have transpired in the past. So that is again making you feel a certain way. So we have to ask ourselves, like, what do you need to heal? And what part of that was, again, like needing to find yourself. But then we ask, again, finding your power. It's again where and where we find our power actually going with the flow of life. And there's again, it does feel effortless. And it feels effortless because you're in your true essence, that you're actually able to go with the flow. You're becoming like water. And water is what? Is less resistance. Like it doesn't, it's the strongest element because it actually wears away at whatever, whether it's rock or stone, whether it's a branch, whatever it is, it will erode because of the constant back and forth, but it never forces. It always goes with the flow. So you actually are learning how to go with the flow of life. And that's where your power is, because you're being led by the divine, you're being led by your higher self. And so I feel like, in a way, that this relationship has made you change your perception on what it is in a relationship that you want. Like, I feel like there was one time that you were the fixer, you were the healer, you were the within relationships, and now you've gotten to a point where you're like, no, I need it to like be easy. I want it to be easy. Like, this person makes the relationship difficult because they have a lot of spiritual blocks. It's like, and really, it's that they keep getting in their own way. They're like committed because they need to do the healing work to actually not look at relationships through those distorted perceptions. And I feel like giving yourself the time actually is what gave you the power. It gives you the power to be able to like walk away and become more in alignment with somebody and something that's better for you at this time. Two came out, so we're going to call it. It's like, again, 10 of Gabriel. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load, working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. So Spirit is saying it's again that if you're trying to get over this person, because like I said, this person is committed to seeing things negatively. And so again, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So you need to ask yourself, are you again living in a way where you're seeing everything from a negative perspective? And also, if this is the type of energy that you grew up with, where you didn't get the love, you didn't get the nurturing, and that you have to actually give yourself the love and the nurturing. That's how you reparent yourself. That's how you change perception, because life happens, that there's actually a co-creation process. So this is, your plans are working out very well. Professional and financial success, using resources wisely. So Spirit's saying it's like you are on the right track, you know, like, and you're not alone in the whole like creating process. Continue to keep putting your energy into yourself at this time, not into this relationship, because this really person is committed to seeing things from a negative way. And the more that you're like, oh, let me try and show you and heal the situation, they're committed to not. And it's again more comfortable for them. But if you're going to be around it, it's going to affect you. And so really what Spirit's saying is, it's again, continue to put the time in yourself, because this is, King of Ariel is again successful, stable, accomplished, and power. And you got 10 of Gabriel before, which is ask your angels, right? So it's again that like you don't need to like force it to work so hard to be able to find your process, to be able to like give yourself the time and the space to create. That's what that again space was. So sometimes when you're like, well, don't remember my childhood, or I don't remember, it's space. Again, your imagination is space. So even if you feel like you didn't imagine anything or didn't, it's like it's the time and the energy that you put in now. So I just feel like this person is like, their negativity like brought out something within inside of you that you needed to heal. You needed to also integrate negativity, but I feel like the negativity of, again, how you felt about yourself, because this person made you feel as if, like, again, the glass is half empty due to their experiences. However, they wouldn't have been able to make you feel that way if you didn't have those wounds. And so what I just feel here is that you wound up healing them, because again, you took the energy and you put it into yourself. So again, flighty. So it's again where maybe before you didn't really put in the time and the effort as much, where you became more grounded during this time. And so, you know, I feel like you channeled this energy of unconditional love that you needed to into yourself. You didn't wait for this person. And so the moral to the story really is like that you can like change a person by telling them to change, but you changed yourself, which makes this person again change, makes them again want to clear themselves, because it's like they're going to watch you go on and be happy in your life and really see that all their misperceptions of what could happen is again that they're just bringing their baggage into like each connection. Again, that you're the magician, and the magician is again that you can manifest a life that you want. It's like I feel like you're doing that, and so it's again this person is unfortunately, I don't feel like they're going to be in a relationship with you due to their negative mindset. However, what I do think is, again, because you put the energy into yourself, you wind up being the magician of your own life and manifesting the life that you want, which inevitably this person sees. And that inspires them to say, well, I could be in a relationship too, that I can again be vulnerable, that I need to again heal myself. I need to clear my mind. I need to look at relationships differently instead of like that I'm going to be rejected and abandoned and that things are going to, not work out to the point that I'm in a relationship, but I'm not really there. I tend to be there, but not really there. And then feel like I have to live these lies and illusions where really that's not, this person is again living from their past. And so, like I said, it keeps them in that. But I feel like them being connected to you and seeing your life change. I mean, the magician, but look, the high priestess was stuck behind it. And this is again powerful psychic insight. Look at that. I mean, like the magician and the high priestess and the empress. So it's like, again, that you're going to be like manifesting. Like it's time for you to manifest. And it's time for you to put your energy into your craft. It's time for you to become yourself. It's time for you to invest in that way. And that's actually how you integrate the spiritual lesson. That's how you kind of break the karmic contract. Like, because like I said, when you meet a soulmate, a twin flame, a past karmic mate, and there's this intense chemistry and passion, well, a large part of the reason why that energy is there is because it's a divine connection. The spirit wants you to like learn from this person and vice versa. And it's to, it's not like we're like, oh, this is my person. It's like it's not so much that it is the person that your soul recognizes, but does that mean you're supposed to be with them forever? No, it's that soul recognizes you from a past life that you had a spiritual like encounter with, one where you were supposed to learn, they were supposed to learn, and you didn't learn. So you're meeting back in this life. And so there is a soul recognition. There is a sense of comfortability. But I believe that this person again loses you in this life. The only difference is that your life goes on to take off to actually become something where you leave this person behind and they learn from you. Like where there was a part of them that was like, not really going to change. They wanted to change. They don't want to change. They can't. It's again that they didn't give. Bottom line, gave you no option except for either meet somebody else or put the energy into yourself. Put it into yourself, and when you do that, you really do step into your Empress energy. Your psychic abilities do come more in to help you create the life and the life experiences that you want. So you actually are being guided. And I think that spirit used you to show this person, like, again, how it needs to be. Because I think that you and this person mirrored a lot of the same wounds. The only difference is that you integrated them, where this person stays committed for like relationships not to work out. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave that there. If you resonated with this, let me know. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.